Hi everybody. This is the next chapter regarding prospectus. What is a prospectus? It is any notice or circular containing any advertisement inviting the public to subscribe or buy the shares or debentures of the company. It is nothing but an invitation to the public. It is a document which contains an advertisement which invites the public to buy the shares or debentures of the company. Simply we can say an advertisement. It is called as prospectus. The features of prospectus: a written document. First one is a written document. Next one, invitation to the public. A document which invites the public. Third one, invitation to buy the shares or debentures of the company. The document which invites the public to buy the shares or debentures of the company. This is called as prospectus. There are three types of prospectus. One is deemed prospectus, second one is shelf prospectus, and third one is red herring prospectus. Now we will see what is the meaning for the various types of prospectus. First one is deemed prospectus. Deemed means considered to be a prospectus. It is called deemed prospectus. That the company will not issue the shares to the public directly. Instead of issuing to the public directly, it issue the shares to an intermediary called issuing house. That the issuing house will issue the shares on behalf of the company by giving an advertisement. That is called as deemed prospectus. That advertisement, it is called as a deemed prospectus. Next one is shelf prospectus. Shelf prospectus is the company which issues the shares not for only one time, that it issues the whole of the shares for certain period. That is, for example, 1st January 2020, the company is going to issue 1000 shares. For the 1st June 2020, the company is going to issue another 2000 shares. So for total 3000 shares, it is going to issue one prospectus, and which is going to give the date, that this date we are going to offer this much of shares, and this date we are going to offer this much of shares. Like that, it is going to issue the shares for a continuous period. That is called a shelf prospectus. In one prospectus, the entire issue will be covered on certain dates. This is called a shelf prospectus. Next one is the red herring prospectus. That is, it is a prospectus which does not have the complete particulars on the price of the securities offered and the quantum of the securities offered. That is, how many shares they are going to issue and what is the rate of each share, what is the face value of each share. It is not mentioned, but the company is going to issue a prospectus that they are going to issue shares. Based on the response, they are going to fix the number of shares and the price of the share. That is called as red herring prospectus. These are the types of The next aspect regarding prospectus is contents of prospectus. Already we know the prospectus is a document which invites the public to buy the shares or debentures of the company. So it is an important document which contains the various aspects relating to the company. It is divided into three major type parts. Number one is general information, number two is reports, and number three is declaration. The prospectus contains the three parts. Number one is the general information. General information is regarding the details of the company, general details of the company, such as the name and address of the company, name of the directors, name of the company secretary, like that, and the date of opening the issue, date of closing the issue, declaration about the company, details of underwriting, consent of the directors, authority for the issue, capital structure of the company. Like the general details regarding the company will be there in the general information. The next one is the reports. Report is the prospectus contains two reports. One is a report by the auditor and the second one is a report by the accountant. The auditor gives the report regarding the profit and loss and assets of the company in the past years, and the profit and the accountant give the reports relating to the profit or loss for the last 15 financial years. In this, they want to give the true and fair view of the position of the company. That is the reports. Last one is the declaration. Declaration is the compliance of the Companies Act, compliance of the provisions given in the Companies Act, that the formalities regarding issuing prospectus have been complied with. It is the declaration. These are the contents of prospectus. Next important aspect is the misstatement in the prospectus and their consequences. What do you mean misstatement? First of all, we want to know a prospectus is a very important document inviting the public to buy the shares or debentures of the company. So the document which invites the public, it must not contain any false information, any untrue statements, and the document must disclose or give all the material required facts. So this is called as the golden rule in framing the prospectus. That the first one is it must not contain any untrue statements. It must disclose all the material facts. This is the golden rule in framing the prospectus. If there is any mistake or misstatement or any false statement, then the company is liable to the investors. Company is liable to the shareholders. That is called as the remedies for misstatement in prospectus. That if the prospectus contains a misleading statement, or if the prospectus is wanting in any material facts to be disclosed, then it may give rise to two types of liabilities. Number one is civil liability, and the next one is the criminal liability. Number one is civil liability. Civil liability is the investors, they can file a case against the company or take action against the company, or they can claim the damages from the company, or they can claim the directors or promoters. So it can be divided into two. One is the remedies against the company, and the next one is the remedies against the directors, promoters, experts. So the remedies against the company, the investors, they can claim the company. How they can claim? First one is resign the contract. Resign is they can apply to the court and cancel the contract, and they can surrender the shares to the company and ask for the money paid on behalf of the shares. Next one is claim damages. Damages means monetary compensation. They can claim the company through court for monetary compensation. That is claim the damages. This is regarding remedies against the company. Next one is the remedies against directors, promoters, etc. In that, number one is damages for misstatement. They can claim the directors to compensate to them. So the directors must compensate the investors. Next one is the damages for non-disclosure. Non-disclosure is anything to be disclosed, anything to be said in the prospectus. It is important to disclose. If anything is not revealed properly, that is called as material fact. If it has been omitted to be disclosed, then the investors can claim for the damages. Damages is nothing but the monetary compensation against the directors or promoters. This is regarding civil liability. Next one is criminal liability. Criminal liability is the investors can go to the court and claim for criminal action, that is imprisonment, fine, like that. First one is for fraudulent misrepresentation. Fraudulent is willful. Unknowingly, if you are doing any mistake, it is called as fraudulent. So if there is any material misstatement knowingly made by the directors or promoters, then the persons are liable to pay rupees 1 lakh as fine and imprisonment of 5 years or both. That they are punishable under the court of law. This is called fraudulent misrepresentation. Next one is for innocent misrepresentation. That the promoters or the directors or the responsible person, they don't know or they unknowingly made a mistake or a misstatement in the prospectus and it is proved, then they are liable to imprisonment of 2 years or a fine of rupees 50,000 or both. This is regarding criminal liability. The other important topics relating to prospectus is, number one is statement in lieu of prospectus. Statement in lieu of prospectus is statement instead of prospectus. If a public company, it has going to raise the shares without inviting the public, without offering to the public, the promoters are sure that they can raise their capital through their friends or relatives, then the company, they don't want to issue prospectus. In that case, they want to file with the ROC a statement called statement in lieu of prospectus. In that statement, all the details relating to the prospectus will be there as a content, but it will not be issued to the public. This is called a statement in lieu of prospectus. Next one is minimum subscription. Minimum subscription is, if a company is issuing shares, it can proceed to allotment only the minimum amount has been received. Then only it can proceed to allotment. It must receive the amount within 30 days from the date of issue of the prospectus. Otherwise, the company cannot proceed to allotment. That is the minimum subscription. This is regarding the other topics relating to prospectus. As far as the important question is concerned, the first one is the define the prospectus, or what is a prospectus, explain its types. Then the contents of prospectus, it is very, very important, and the remedies for misstatement in the prospectus is very important question regarding this chapter. If you are interested in the above video, you can subscribe to my channel, you can give your valuable comments, and you can like my video. Thank you.